Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the subject computer system organization. This is in your Bachelor of Engineering 4th semester. The code is TVCS 402. And here this will be your scheme of your 4th semester, and total 7 subjects are available and 2 subjects are for practical purpose. In that 406 is elective, so you can opt C++ or Windows Server, and that is 407 is a computer programming tools. This will be covered your .NET technologies, and the remaining 5 subjects are theoretical, and even though 3 subjects is having some practicals also. And here our subject is second one, that is computer organization and architecture. This is the 402. Okay, so here overall this is your structure, and here maximum marks going to cover is 50 in your major, that is major exam, final examination. Minimum passing marks are 70, and in your internal, this is minor means internal means this is for mid semester examination 20, and minimum passing marks are 7. Okay, if there is no practical, nothing, a practical subject is there, that is the 25, and minimum passing marks are 12. Okay, overall your scheme overall 4th semester is for 800 marks. Okay, 800 marks. And this is a subject objective. This course helps to develop the following capabilities. The first point is that enabling knowledge. That means you will able to analyze, that is structure and function of a digital computers. Okay, you can able to analyze after this course, completion of this course. So this knowledge you can get, and critically you can analyze the functioning of a digital computer, and overall architecture you can analyze critically, and the communication between these systems, how it will be communicated with one another, and different operating systems, and this and knowledge and critical analyzation and communication, these abilities you can acquire after completion of this course. So these are the main objectives of this course. Okay, and here the syllabus I'm going to show you, that is a total syllabus is divided into 5 units. The first unit is covering the computer basics and CPU. Okay, so here you will be able to know what are the basic computer terminology and all. So here the structure of desktop computers, here it will be divided into we will in CPU, about CPU we will be studying in this unit, and control unit organization also you are going to read in the first unit. That is CPU. So CPU, central processing unit. So in central processing unit, general register organizations you are going to read, and after that, and separately what is the basic terminology about memory also we will be reading. And after that, in general register organization, so what are the different registers? Suppose instructions are available in the registers, what will be the format, and control word you will be knowing. If you are going deeper into the subject, you will be able to understand what is control word. Okay, and different organizations, stack organization, what it is. Okay, and what is the importance of program counter, and if registers are communicating, how will they communicate? That is register transfer language, what is the basic terminology about the register transfer language, and different addressing modes. Suppose if you want to fetch an instruction, there will be address is very important. So what are the different addressing modes are there? So this will be studying in first half of the first unit, half part of the first unit. And in second unit, mainly we are concentrating on control unit. You know about control unit. This is basically main important unit in central processing unit. In this control unit, how instruction will be fetched, decode, executed these cycles. And mainly control unit is divided into hardware and microprogrammed. So what are the difference between hardware and microprogrammed? These two we are going to cover. And in microprogrammed control unit, what is control memory, how it will be execute the micro instructions, this will be covering in the first unit. Okay, this is about the basic computers, computer basics, that is CPU and control unit organization. Okay, so these we are going to cover in first unit. In second unit, we are going to cover arithmetic. Basically, this is for ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. So how it will, addition and subtraction will be performed. What is the representation? In binary, ones complement and twos complement representations will be there. So here we are going to study about twos complement and ones complement also we will read. And signed magnitude addition and subtraction. What is the difference between basic addition, subtraction, and signed addition and subtraction? And also we will be reading multiplication and division. This topics also we are going to cover. And in multiplication, what is the importance of Booth algorithm? This also we are going to cover. And division operations also we are cover. And this is for decimal only, normal operations. Okay, and floating point operations. Suppose this is somewhat different between normal operations. So floating point operations, arithmetic operations, we are going to cover in this unit. And design of arithmetic unit. If you want to design any arithmetic unit, what will be the necessary components in that? So we are going to cover in the second unit. This is your second unit. Okay, about basically this is about ALU. Okay, in first unit CPU and control unit we covered. Next, this is ALU we covered. Okay. In third unit, input output organization we are going to cover. So here input output organization, that is interfaces mainly. If you want to communicate, this is the bus structure. What will be the bus structure? And USB means basic example, that's for pen drive. Suppose if you are transferring the data between the pen drive and system, so how it will be communicated? So what are the different transfer modes, whether it is serial mode, parallel mode, synchronous, asynchronous, these type of modes of data transfer we are studying in this unit. And direct memory access and IO processor also we are going to cover in this third unit. Basically, this is about input and output organization. Okay. And unit 4 is main important thing, that is a memory organization. So there are different types of memories are there, that is about the random access memory, read only memory. What is the basic difference between these? And secondary memory, what is secondary memory? In this secondary memory also, magnetic tape, what is magnetic disk, optical storages. And this we are going to cover about main memory. And about cache memory, why cache memory is very important, what is the structure of cache memory. And mapping, how can we design it, different mapping schemes in cache memory. Suppose if you want to replace the cache memory in cache memory data, so what are the different replacement algorithms available? And how can we improve the performance of cache? Because mainly cache is the main thing to improve the performance of any system. Okay, if cache memory is large, the system performance will be increased, but it is a costly memory also. Later on we will be discuss on this. And about virtual memory, so there is a large we will think about, there is a large memory available in the computer system. Okay, but it is virtually available. Okay, so how it will be managed? And memory management hardware. Okay, suppose if you want to manage all these memories, so what are the hardware requirements mainly we require? So this we are going to cover in memory organization. This is basically about memory part. Unit 4 we are going to cover. And in fifth unit, this is multiprocessors we are going to cover. That is important advanced topic. In these days, your laptop is Core i5, Core i7. That means multiprocessor system it is. So actually, what is multiprocessor? Which system will be called multiprocessor? So what are the characteristics of multiprocessor? Okay, and what is the structure of multiprocessor? Okay, and if a multiprocessor means there are two or more processors are available in your system. Okay, suppose if two or more processors are there, how they will be communicated? Interprocessor communication and arbitration. Okay, and how it will be synced? Suppose three processors are there. First processor want to communicate with the second processor, and at the same time, third processor also want communicate with the second processor. So then, how can we synchronize these two? Okay, this is main important thing. So my interprocessor communication and synchronization. Okay, and memory, how the memory managed will in multiprocessor system, whether is a global memory or local memory is available. So concept of pipelining. Okay, and vector processing and array processing, and here reduced instruction set of a computer and complex instruction set of architecture. What is the difference between these two? This is basically called RISC and CISC in short form. And study of processors, two famous processors, that is Intel and AMD, which we are going to use in normal days in nowadays in our computers, that is Intel processor or AMD processor. Okay, so these two processor structure we are going to study in this multiprocessors. Okay, so these are the 5 units we are going to cover in our syllabus. First unit basically CPU and control unit. Second unit is arithmetic and logic unit. And third unit is input and output organization. Fourth is for memory, and fifth is for multiprocessors we are going to cover. So I hope you understand. This is our basic introduction and syllabus of your syllabus BE fourth semester computer organization and architecture subject. Okay, so in the next video we are going to read something different. That is the first topic, that is desktop structure, computer structure. Okay.